I'm Adam Miranda in for Albert James. And today, members of the Oregon Disaster Airlift Response Team took part in the real-world exercise to practice for if or when coastal cities would need airlifts. Our KZI 9 News reporter Noah Chavez spent the day with pilots and ground crew who say there's no better training than hands-on experience.
If you drive by Hobby Field Airport in Creswell, you will certainly see all manners of aircraft. Airmen and air enthusiasts. Saturday morning was important because members of O.D.A.R.T conducted a real-world training exercise.
O.D.A.R.T is the Oregon Disaster Airlift Response Team. We're a not-for-profit agency. We've been in existence for, like, say, 3 years.
In the possible scenario, volunteer pilots and ground crew conducted an airlift for the coastal communities. It's to prepare for the Cascadia Earthquake, which would leave those cities dealing not only with the destruction of the quake, but potential tsunamis as well.
Large earthquake that may render the airports unusable. So in our particular case, we're using float planes, amphibians. We can land on land here, pick up supplies, medical goods, whatever it is, and then we can land on a lake down at the coast and distribute the supplies.
We're putting up 17 flights today to go to the coast. Those are coming out of 3 airports, one in Aurora, one in Albany, and one here in Creswell.
Each plane was loaded to the brim with supplies and food to be donated to the pantries throughout the coastal communities.
I've got 45 pounds of apples and 42 pounds of potatoes. When it's full, it'll weigh 2,250 pounds. And when it's empty, it'll weigh about 1,350 pounds.
With all the planes loaded up, their drop-off points established, there's only one thing left to do. Take off. And let's not forget the very delicate cargo.
My drop specifically is going here from Creswell Hobby Field to Lakeside, but instead of going to the Lakeside, there's an airstrip there. We're going to 10 Mile Lake, South 10 Mile Lake, and landing at Wolfie Beach there, and there's a team waiting there to pick up the supplies.
Now, when Cascadia shakes up Oregon, O.D.A.R.T officials know medical personnel are going to be stretched pretty thin, along with major damage to important infrastructure, which is why they say an airplane up in the air can be just as resourceful as an ambulance on the ground.
Many of the coastal communities will either be isolated, and the valley here, we have an opportunity to help them out with airlifting supplies, medical equipment, medical supplies, and actually bringing some of them back if they need to be evacuated.
With another successful exercise in the books, all O.D.A.R.T volunteers can do is wait and hope they don't need to be called in. They're also hoping to recruit and have a few more pilots.
And we're always needing volunteer pilots and volunteer ham radio operators and donations like every other nonprofit.
Reporting in Creswell, Noah Chavez, KZI 9 News.